What happened to Jay Leno at 76? Try not to cry when you see this. For years, I thought Jay Leno's biggest obsession was cars. Then I learned the most important thing in his life wasn't sitting in his garage at all. It was waiting for him at home. And no amount of money, fame, or success could fix it. When people picture Jay Leno, they usually imagine one of three things: The Tonight Show, that famous chin, or a warehouse packed with incredible classic cars. All of that's true, but none of it explains the man. Honestly, I think the real Jay Leno only becomes visible after the applause stops. Let's start with something that happened recently, not when he became famous. Not when he took over The Tonight Show, much later. By then, he had already spent decades making America laugh. He had more than 200 cars, a legendary career, financial security most people could only dream about. Yet his hardest years were still ahead of him. I didn't expect that. In November 2022, Jay was working on one of his antique cars inside his Burbank garage, not watching someone else repair it, doing it himself. That's who he's always been. While working beneath a 1907 white steam car, gasoline sprayed onto his face. A spark ignited it. Within seconds, the left side of his face was engulfed in flames. He suffered severe third-degree burns. Doctors performed skin grafts. For most people, an injury like that changes everything. Jay's reaction? I missed 2 days of work. I actually laughed the first time I heard him say it. Then I realized he wasn't joking. That's genuinely how he looks at life. Recovery wasn't easy. Doctors treated extensive burns. His face had to heal. His hands had been injured. But instead of turning himself into a tragic headline, Jay started making jokes about needing another face. That's classic Leno. Humor wasn't hiding the pain. It was helping him carry it. Then something unbelievable happened. Only weeks later, he was riding his motorcycle when an unmarked wire stretched across a driveway caught him. He crashed. He broke bones. Needed more recovery. Most of us would probably decide the universe was sending a message. Jay? He got back on the road. Again. Then came another accident. November 2024. Pittsburgh. He slipped down a steep hillside outside his hotel before a scheduled comedy show. He fractured his wrist. His face was bruised. One eye swelled badly. And yes, he still walked on stage that night. 3 major accidents. 2 years. Almost anyone else would have slowed down. Jay Leno just kept moving. But here's where the story changes. Because none of those injuries became the biggest challenge of his life. His wife did. Jay met Mavis in the 1970s. Long before The Tonight Show. Long before the cars became famous. They married in 1980. No children. Just the two of them building a quiet life together while his career exploded. For 45 years, she wasn't simply Jay Leno's wife. She had her own passions. She devoted years to advocacy for women's rights and humanitarian causes. By every account, they built one of Hollywood's strongest marriages. Then dementia entered their home.